Everyone, I'm Connor and welcome to my channel, The Closet. If it's your first time here on my channel, I like to talk about all things luxury, so if that's something you're into, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified when I bring out new videos. And if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you've probably gathered from the title, no, this is not clickbait. This actually happened to me 2 nights ago, and some would describe it as their worst nightmare. Some people would tell you that this is their greatest fear, something that they think about every single time that they hop into an elevator, or in Australia, we call them lifts. So I'll call it a lift, but it's an elevator. Some people will tell you they think about this every time they hop into a lift, that it could stop or they could get stuck at any given time. I am not one of those people because, well, this is how I handled me getting stuck in the lift. So the story begins 2 nights ago when I was finishing up at work. It was 7 p.m. and we were all kind of packing up, and generally we'll all leave together, or some of us will leave and go down in the lift together. But I was finishing up something and I was like, no, you guys go ahead, I'll pack up and yada yada yada. Well, this would have been the last time I saw my work colleagues. No, I'm kidding. So anyways, I was packing up, and just to give you some context, I work in a corporate building. The whole building is, I think it's 30 stories high or maybe 28 stories high, but my office is on the 19th floor. And the way the lifts are set up, it's one of those, like, you have a little access card and you touch on a little panel before you go into the lift, and then there's 5 lifts that it'll just pick a one at random for you, and it knows where you're going because it's assigned to your access card, just for some context. So basically, I was just minding my own business. No one else was around because everyone had already left, and the lift came up for me. It was lift number J, which we're now assuming is Judas. That is what the J stands for, Judas. And went into the lift as per usual. And then after a few seconds, the lift just dropped. Out of nowhere, just dropped. Like, you know when the lift, it goes like this and you can feel it going? Nah, it was like, whoosh, and I was like, I don't think it's meant to do that. Anyways, it was just dropping, and every time it would go past a story or like another level, I would hear the and I was like, okay. And I'm by myself. I'm in this lift by myself. There is no one else with me but myself and my conscience. All of a sudden, after free falling for what appeared to be eternity, it halts and it goes doo-doo like this. And I'm like, okay. And the lift is like swaying. So I have no idea what's happened. All I know is I was free falling and then the lift has just stalled, basically. It's at a dead end. So I'm thinking to myself, okay. So I picked up my phone, and what do you know? I have no service on my phone. No reception. My phone, useless. With no reception, all I can do is play Cut the Rope. Which is ironic because the lift cable must have been cut, and the same... Actually, that's a bit of a metaphor. The only game I could play was Cut the Rope, and that's essentially what happened to me. Anyways, I was like, okay, well, there's not a lot I can do. And in the lift panel, there is literally 2 buttons. There is an open door button and the phone button. Obviously, I pressed the open door button just to make sure that the door wasn't jammed or something like that. But the doors did not open. So I waited a few minutes just in case, you know, maybe the lift would open. Maybe someone would hear me, heard it, and they would come investigate. But no. No one came to rescue me. It was up to myself to get me out of the lift. So I called the little phone button, and it basically connects you with like a, I don't know, some emergency place where there's a receptionist who kind of answers people who get stuck in a lift in my predicament, basically. So I rang that bell, and then the lady was like, hi, what's happened? And I said, I'm stuck in the lift, I can't get out. And she said, oh no. And just keep in mind, this whole time, I am not even remotely phased. To me, this is an inconvenience. I'm like, oh God. Anyways, so I'm cool as a cucumber, right? I don't care what is going on. And I told the lady I'm stuck and, you know, the doors won't open. I can't get out of the lift. And she asked, are you with anybody? And I said, no, I'm by myself. And she went, oh no. And I was like, oh, okay. Not reassuring, but anyways. Then she told me she would call a technician and then she will call me when she has an update of how far along they will be. Then she asked for my mobile number and I said, I can give you my mobile number, but I have no reception, so it's probably pointless to you. And she went, oh, like this. Yeah, not reassuring again. And I was like, yeah, so like no one can contact me. I can't contact anybody. I'm basically stuck in a box and this woman on the intercom is my only source of contact. And she said, don't worry, I will phone the technician to come get you out and then you just call me back through the intercom in 5 minutes. And I thought, all right, sweet, no worries. So I waited like 10 minutes before I called her back. I didn't really want to wait like exactly on the 5 minutes because I thought that was a bit clingy. So I waited 10 minutes and I called her and she says, there's a technician on his way. He could be an hour. He could be an hour. I was stuck in that lift waiting for the technician with no Wi-Fi, no mobile phone service, nothing. It was just me in the lift. And to paint you some context, the lift was quite large. Like it's a big lift. It's like 2 by 2, like 4 square meters in there. So plenty of room. I think it has like a 400 kilo like weight capacity. So that's like 10 people or something. And so it's a big lift. I just felt like I was in a room. So I just waited. These are some of the things I got up to in the time that I was waiting in there, which went over an hour. I was in there for an hour and a half, trapped in a lift. This is what I got up to, ladies and gentlemen.
Connor, our system recognizes your voice. Please listen and state your selection clearly after the tone. If this is an emergency, say emergency. If you're performing a test on the elevator, say elevator test.
Emergency. Yeah, so basically I did nothing. All I had to eat was this little tiny packet of popcorn that I had in my work bag. Actually, let me go and grab it. Was this little packet of popcorn. It is 13 grams. This, okay? To survive the hour. Keeping in mind I had not eaten all day. Not sponsored also, not sponsored. This was just the only source of food I had. So basically, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for the technician to come let me out. And I started to mentally prepare myself. Like, maybe I'll just have to spend the night in the lift because just in case for whatever reason he can't come in or he can't get into the building or he goes to the wrong place or whatever, I had just retired to the fact that I was going to sleep the night in there. And I was fine by that. Like, I think I would be really good on those Survivor shows because I'm good at managing my own expectations, and I was just in a small room with light and I was cool. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll have to get out in the morning, I'll have a little nap, whatever, okay? I was down with that. Then all of a sudden the lift drops again like this, like that. And keep in mind, the lift, the whole time I was in there, did not feel like a normal lift. It was really like unstable. Like when I would walk, I would feel the lift go like this. Kind of like when you walk over a tightrope bridge, like a rope bridge, and it like feels like it's swaying. That's what the lift felt like the whole time. So when the lift dropped again, I thought, oh, that must be the technician coming to save me. It was the technician. He saved me, everyone. And that's why I am here telling you the tale of my harrowing ordeal. Can't even, lost for words. Yeah, so basically the technician brought me back down to earth. Apparently I was wedged in between level 3 and level 2 in a service area. So I had dropped from level 19 down to level 3 basically, and I survived. Yeah, so basically he let me out of the lift. He had to like manually bring it down and then open up the doors for me and let me leave. So that's basically what happened. I was stuck in the lift. But what I'm going to do now is provide you with some tips. If you're ever in this situation, you know exactly what to do. So tip number 1, at all times in whatever bag you carry, if you believe that you may be entering into a lift on one particular day, you should always carry, okay, at least 2 packets of these, because 1 was not enough, let me tell you. There's like 5 bites in here. So at least 2 of these, 3 just to be safe. The next thing is water. Now I always have a water bottle with me, especially when I take my work bag. Girl, there is a water bottle and I always fill it up all the time throughout the day. So I was like, I could live for 3 days in that lift with my water, all right? The next thing is make sure you have a phone charger with you. I know I had no Wi-Fi, I know I had no service, but if I was in there for a long time, I've got Sex and the City on my phone to watch, okay? I've got games to play. And there was a PowerPoint in the lift, so if I had my phone charger, I could have even vlogged, okay? I could have vlogged for you on location. So remember, phone charger with the PowerPoint thing at all times. Also your AirPods so you can listen to music so you're not bored. Actually, you could just play the music out loud. Yes, don't worry about the AirPods. Just bring the AirPods just in case you don't feel like letting everyone in the lift know that you're like listening to something, because you could be trapped in the lift with other people. That could have been worse, being with other people. Next, make sure you have lip balms, people. Lip balms. My lips cannot last 25 minutes without lip balm, okay? And I was thankful that I had not 1, but 2 Carmexes in my bag, okay? It's like I knew this was going to happen. It's like I had prepared for this moment. Ooh, someone's texted me, sending condolences. Yeah, so make sure you got lip balm, water, food, maybe popcorn if you're into that, maybe something else, maybe some crackers or something, but they're my survival tips. And never lose sight of the outcome of survival. You will get through this. Somebody will come for you, and just pray that if you ever get stuck in a lift, that there is no other bastard in there with you, because I can assure you, if I was stuck in there with anyone for more than 10 minutes, I would have had a mental breakdown. But the fact that I was in there alone during this whole ordeal was the biggest blessing. Oh God, did you like my dramatic story? That actually happened though. Guys, I was in a lift, trapped in there for an hour and a half. Is that your worst nightmare? Have you ever been trapped in a lift? Please let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully this story has given you some tips, some optimism to look forward to. Maybe now every time you walk into a lift you will think, if it were to get stuck, what would happen? Well, I have given you my scenario of what would happen. And also, if you are stuck in there and you have no service on your phone, nobody knows where you are. You can't call anybody. Maybe you're going to pick up your kids. Maybe you're going out for dinner with a friend. Maybe you're meeting somewhere for something, but you're stuck in a lift and there is no way that anyone can contact you or you can contact them. So just keep that in mind. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments down below if this is your worst nightmare or if this has happened to you, so I don't feel so alone. Oh gosh, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.